Welcome to my channel. My name is Valerio and today we're gonna review the Reideen, the Brave, by Good Smile Company. This is a model kit belonging to the line Moderoid, and I bought this model kit on Hobbylink Japan for fairly cheap. I want to say like 25-30 USD, so pretty cheap. And for the one that have never heard about this robot, this is one of the first robots with a proper face and facial expression, as far as I can remember. This is a robot from the end of the 70s, and is one of the considered classic golden era robot. Now, this is also a transforming robot, and the model kit will reproduce the same kind of transformation that it used to do inside the cartoon. If you're not interested into model kit, there is the Bandai version of it, belonging to the line sort of Chogokin, and then there is the another version more interpreted by Sentinel, which still can transform. It's just a bit more modern, and then there is still the quite hard to find future version out of it. Anyway, they're all diecast. Model kit wise, there is this one and the Plamax, and the Plamax is fixed pose and a tiny bit better sculpt. We're gonna discuss about it later. Now, if it's the first time that you actually join to the channel, you will see that first I show the runner, but actually I don't really comment on the color unless I see something weird. So there are not a ton of stickers. That by Moderoid standard it is quite impressive, because normally there are either a ton of sticker or a ton of pre-painted parts that for people that like me like to paint what they have in front of them, yes, it becomes a problem. So there are the two faces pre-painted, but there are also the option of the two faces not pre-painted. So yeah, that kind of warmed my heart a tiny bit. Now the build go in like less than 1 hour, or 1 hour give it or take it. It is very comparable with an easy HG. There is nothing weird about it, so you will crash to it. A 6-year-old can technically build it. Now once they're not really hard part, seam lines wise, this is not the worst Moderoid by any mean, like by far. The quality of the plastic is kind of weird, because the other day I was assembling another Moderoid, and the plastic were completely different. Like in one case in ABS, in other cases the other kind of paint. So bit of a mixed bag. Now I kind of know why they change plastic to plastic. One to make it more playable, the other one to make it less playable and more like a model. So something that the paint is more resistant to paint and so on. However, like the ABS plastic, which is this one if I'm not wrong, keep the tails a tiny bit less good than the other kind of plastic that is the usual one used for Gunpla and so on. So well, yeah, you hear me blabbering. This was really easy to build. You see not many runners. That's also the reason of the very low price. And well, after a bit, let's look at accessories. Now there is a ton of stuff on the table. Most of it are not accessory though. So this is the shield with extracted sword. These are two different pointing hands for when he shot with his bow and arrow. They're giant hands, like they don't look really proportionate. Very big hand means very big. We shall leave it like that. So this is the swapping part when you want to have him keep the bow and arrow. And there is a bunch of parts forming, so there are a bunch of parts you will have to attach to transform it into his God Eagle, I think is the name, God Eagle mod. So there is another pre-painted face, serious face, angry face, and then there are the non-painted face. Same as before, just one with mildly angry face and the other one with super apathic face, like nothing is happening. There is a giant arrow. Yeah, it's giant. Then this is gonna become like the lower part of the God Eagle. I will not show the transformation because it's parts forming, so not really exciting and not hard. And this is these are a couple of clothes. Now altogether looks like a lot of stuff, but most of it is the parts forming. So yeah, nothing to write home about. Now let's look at our robot finally assembled, our super robot finally assembled. There it is. So is something like almost 8 inches, I want to say, so 19 centimeters or something, depends how you keep the legs and everything. Anyway, altogether it's very similar. It's very tone accurate. Obviously with the sticker on the leg, it's gonna look even more similar. However, very simple design, guys. Like honestly, if you're a fan of the original, I'm pretty sure you'll be very pleased. If you're expecting incredible technological prowess from Moderoid, into this kit. No, not really. I mean, there are some moving parts, and that is kind of interesting. It can move. On the sculpt, it is good actually. It's the face sculpt is very smooth. However, if you look for the most similar to the anime, I will go with the Plamax version, which is a fixed pose into him shooting an arrow. But with the now we're gonna look how much he moves, and it doesn't move that much. That's why I'm saying, oh sorry, no, first the transformation. So transformation looks quite okay and very similar to a cartoon, but because you swap a few pieces, and it's not really a transformation, it's more armor up or something like that. There it is, the eagle. You see, there is the space for the eye, eye sticker. I didn't put them. I do plan to paint this one because the build is not terrible. There are not many seam lines. It's quite fast to go through it, even from a modeler perspective. And versus the Plamax one, you don't have to do fundamentally any masking, just the tiny line on the legs. Anyhow, now we're gonna go a tiny bit for comparison, and then I will conclude the discussion about the conclusion of before. Lego Dude is as usual small. Yes, you know the reply, always small Lego Dude. Now we're gonna pick up some of the other classical. Daltanius is exactly the same height to the millimeter. Gaikin from Gaikin the Great, very small. This is Gaikin the Knight, if I'm not wrong. Daitarn, exactly the same height. They are all the same height, which I think, is always a good move from Good Smile Company, so that if you collect one, you have the other. So Bragger is smaller, which it's a bit of a meh, because they should be all the same height. Now, for conclusion, I'll go super quickly through it. Pro and cons. Let's start with the cons. It doesn't move that much, and I think the part of the video with the articulation disappeared, but it moved very, 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 very little. That's it. I mean, it is part swapping, it's not perfect transformation, but within the $25 to $35, that is what you are supposed to expect. On the Pro, it's very, very similar to his anime counterpart. There are not many stickers. The pre-painted parts are done on parts that are technically hard to paint, like the black line around the eyes. Yes, you say you do panel line, but it's not exactly panel line, that one. That is more, it's really called black line in the miniature world. It's a bit thicker, so you wouldn't be able to do it with an ink. I mean, you can do it with an ink, it wouldn't become that good, but now I'm moving a bit out of it. And what else? We were saying for the Pro, looks a bit, moves a tiny bit, as the transformation. Price is low, and it is very fast. Like, if you can't stand to build a master grade, a real grade, an HG, or any kind of harder kit, this is really for you. If you would like to pick up a Moderoid and you're a tiny bit afraid it might be too hard for your skill level, actually no, try this one. You'll be pleasantly surprised with it. It is quite fun and fast to build, which is always it's always a nice compliment out of it. Very, very similar in build with some of the best Moderoid. Now, if they did work a tiny bit better on articulation, I would be pleased, but I forgot I burned out that part of the video. Anyway, guys, have a nice day and a nice weekend. Bye!